Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. Now I managed to defragment my hard drive and did a bit of testing beforehand, and it seems like my lag issues are completely resolved. Now probably because I said that, they're going to get very glitchy very soon, so without further ado, let's actually get us started on some of this. Yes, it sounded very weird when I said it like that, but you'll get used to it. Anyways, let's go onwards. Now, what I want to do is connect this MFE so that it can go down and connect to these recyclers. Now, these recyclers don't have any upgrades, and I'm fine with that, and don't really have anything in them right now because I needed to take some of the sand from them. But anywho, what I'm going to want to do is actually make some more wires, and I think this amount should do. Now it's going to require a heavy amount of insulation, so I'm going to, that is not what I wanted to do, but oh well. Let's see how well all these 18 will go. Now I'm going to want to make sure it's hidden, of course, and bring it along. These are the most lossless of the wires that currently I can do. And looking at this, let's just get out here. It seems like that might be good enough. Okay, so what we're going to want to do instead in its place is actually get some. I thought that was copper. You are not copper. Why do I have you instead of copper? You'd think I would have some of each material, but apparently I do not. So what I want to do is make a transformer so that we can actually transform into the lower voltage, because it might be necessary so that things do not go boom, which as they tend to do. So let's get a nice little low voltage transformer, and we're going to want some more wires. Now where should I put these gold wires? Right there shall do. So I should have some more rubber in here already. 3 rubber should suffice, I suppose. Do we have any more? Any more? No? No. Okay, oh, good timing. Okay, that's probably enough for everything, so we're going to have to wait for the few seconds for this. So let's see, how many wires do we need? We're going to need to place the this battery thing first, so that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So the 6 wires that we will have from this will be the perfect amount. Now we actually have 10 wires, so we do have some leniency in the way of wires, so that's not too bad. Let's get this, and then they'll be able to get going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And we have some building room for the future, so that is going to be a good thing once we actually get to the part where we're, at the future. It's going to take a while to get there, but at the rate we're going, I think we'll definitely achieve futuritude eventually. Way. Okay, so now I've been thinking of a few solutions to manage to rectify the issue that we're having with the, hey, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was not what I was going to talk about, but I'm guessing, wow, bright ages are going to be very hard to torch up. That's going to be definitely an issue in the future. Well, I didn't expect that a skeleton would jump up at me, but it does lend to the fact that, well, I am a little unprepared if a skeleton does jump up and get me, because those are freaking sneaky buggers. Okay, so, as I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted, what we're going to want to do is to be able to get all of the items out of here quickly. Now, the thing with the quickly part is that we're going to want to find a nice sneaky method to take all of the energy out of that pipe very quickly. So, what I'm thinking of doing is having some sort of Buildcraft logic gate on here that will be able to power on. So say if there's stuff in this buffer, turn on. And right here, I'll have either A, a Stirling engine, or B, which will be my favorite, an electric engine. So an electric engine is pretty easy to make, but the hardest part is to actually get that other thing going. We're going to need some gates, and there's some pumpkins that direction. We're going to need some logic gates using Buildcraft, and that's going to be very crafty. So we're going to have to get some of that stuff going. So let's look at some of the stuff that will be required for some table stuff. Yes, an assembly table. An assembly table will require a diamond gear and diamond and a lot of obsidian. We have the diamonds and we have everything else. The obsidian we definitely have come across in our many travels. And our diamonds I think we have a nice supply of. So we can just go ahead and start crafting that. We have enough cobble, that's good. Why did I put it in that chest? Why indeed? Okay. We're going to make one gear to start off with, and then we're going to need to also make some lasers as well to get everything else working. So I'm going to need to go and get some of that iron stuff that I think I have cooking up, though I'm not too sure on that. Let's see, iron, no. Might as well take you. And here, so one more iron gear. Gold, and we have our diamond. Now we're also going to want to get a bunch of redstone, which I have next to our nice little rock crusher, which I was going and testing out. Now with this rock crusher, I can rule the world. Mwahaha. That's not what I was going to say, funnily enough. With this rock crusher, I managed to... Is that continually using energy? I do hope not. I guess there's an idle amount to keep it running. Anyways, so redstone, here we are. And we have our redstone, which we're going to need, and our diamond, which we're also going to need, funnily enough. And we got our assembly table right here. Now we're going to need some lasers as well. I'm thinking 3 lasers will be good. And these are moved here. So 3 lasers, and we have 15 diamonds to spare. And we have some stuff that we're going to need to stow away in our nice little fancy pack right now. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I think we can have a nice little temporary location, like right around here, where the lasers will just come out of the ground and it will be nice and happy. So maybe over here. Can have this powering over here, and we're going to want it to come up like this. Okay, like so, up, out of the ground. And we're going to have 3 lasers. Now we're going to want to bring this up a little higher, so we have a nice little visual appeal, and we can get these going, and that's good. And energy will go to them as soon as it requests it, making it a lot more simpler than all the other methods, and we can actually use some of our stuff that we have. Okay, assembly table. Redstone. We want some redstone chipsets, and we're going to want to get a chest going. So a nice temporary chest. You know what would be cool? Different colored chests. That'd be amazing. Okay, so got that, and we're going at a blistering pace with 12 megajoules, or Minecraft joules, whatever the hell you want to call them, and going to want to get a gate eventually, which is probably going to require this redstone chipset first. So let's grab it so that we only can make one. There we go. There probably was a better way to do that, but oh well, we got a redstone chipset. You can put it in and make a gate. So that'll take some further amount of energy. 20,000 megajoules. And that will take a lot of our energy. Now we do have a nice cell over here with which we can use as well. And what I'm thinking of doing is, for now, setting it so that we have a Stirling engine instead. Before we're going to need a lot of rubber to be able to get the other thing going, and we honestly do not have enough rubber to do so. So maybe have that going, or we can, probably worthwhile to just get our nice little Stirling engine running with some redstone. Maybe there's a more efficient engine that I'm not too familiar with. Engine. Nice. Okay. Electrical engine is probably the best, though the steam engine might be interesting, but the magnetic engine will require some iron, which I cannot speaketh today. I have the tongue tieth. I'm gonna need lava to be able to do that, which I do not have much of. So I'm guessing that this engine is going to have to suffice for now, and we'll see how it goes. We have a lot of fuel, though. We might be able to use that, though I don't see why. Okay, so we have our nice basic gate to work with. And this lava, oil rather, I cannot speak. That oil is going at a nice pace as well. So, let's get our food. And here we go. Okay, now that we know that nothing is going to attack us right away, at least, we can go down here, make some nice little steps. I say nice a lot, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay, putting on the gate. Now this gate, we want to put if there is items in it. Inventory. So basically, if there's items in the inventory, we want to pull stuff out of. So you want a redstone signal as soon as there's items in the inventory. Now this, we're going to have to take out, and take out some of the engines that we have right now. Might make it a little not so efficient, but there's fudge nuggets. As if that would happen. Nope, that does not go there. That goes here. And I am now missing what it was filtering, which was just sand. Sand in the red path, I think. Hey, let me jump. Do we have any sand? Yes, we do. Okay. Sand and cobblestone for now. We might decide to change the filter at a later date. Though for now, this is going to be sufficient. That's very odd. When I hover over, it seems to change the two things over here. Hover. Okay. Having a little too much fun there, Way. Yes, 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 indeed. Okay. Let's actually place down our engine now. So, right here. And it will power up this thing very quickly. We're just going to need a bit of fuel. So, nice renewable charcoal. It'll be a little energy inefficient, though it should only require one piece of charcoal at a time if we're lucky. And then we can actually get our sorting thing over here working in much better order than it currently is. So, let's see. So, charcoal in here. Now, we do have a full energy cell ready to be used. So we can use that and get everything working. How much? We got more steel in there. And we definitely have a lot of coal coke in those. So, how much do you have? You're almost full. So we're going to need to make another energy cell or have something to use the energy because I don't want to be just wasting energy. Let's go to our mining age so that we're at least not wasting energy while we're not here. Then we can think of some use of it. Because if we're doing nothing, there's no point. There's no point in nothing really whatsoever. Let's get this going, and this will go here. Now we're starting the mining again, and we have all the items going into our nice little reserve tank over here. Yes, yes, yes it is. Yes, it is good. It is good. It is good. Hallelujah, it is good. So this is going to last for quite a while, it does seem. I'm not too sure on the amount that it will take, but eventually, worst comes to worst, we just have to make some sort of energy room under it, and we can have that going. Now, let's think of some machines that we can go through. I'm personally thinking that the best thing we can go and work on is something like either we can work on our apiary stuff, which I don't think, well, there's not much reason to right now, except for actually getting it all done and not having to worry about. Or we can work on other stuff such as, we can make some more archaic gates, Archaic gates, that's what it's called. Going to need to work on some Archaic gates for some other engines in the future, or machines. So for instance, we will want Archaic gates to continually pull out items from here once we get everything working, obviously. We're going to actually need some form of stuff to put. And then we can bring all the scrap to one location. Archaic gates are the best solution for that. So let's actually just plug in this and get a lot of redstone gates, and we have a lot of redstone, so why not? Let's just make 64. We'll find many uses in the future for all 64. Now another thing we can work on, and I think this is probably our best use of our time in the future, well, there's two things. One of the things is probably a high pressure boiler system. That's probably one of our most fun endeavors that we can do. Another is to get this working, which will need a bunch of string. So that might be a lower priority than our other. But then we can also work on, what was it? Yes, a biofuel maker. That will probably be our best bet for success. Now, biofuel is completely renewable, even though it is a bit of a time sink to create, though it uses saplings, which we do not manage to have. Either saplings, or we could manage to use wheat rather, to make all the stuff for biofuel. Now let's look at the biofuel. Biofuel, yes. So squeezer, so still, it requires 1 bucket biomass and makes 0.3 buckets of biofuel. To make biomass, other than the squeezer, we need a fermenter. Fermenter with either saplings and water, or we can use plant balls, which I don't see much use of doing. Saplings, let's see, anything else other than saplings? We can make cactus, which is just apple juice or honey or even water, which is an easy thing to do, or wheat, which just requires 0.1 per. We do have a lot of wheat, so that might be our best use currently until we get all of our saplings to actually, well, make some saplings. And I'm thinking what I should do is change the saplings so when this runs out, we can use some other types of saplings. So for instance, get our oak sapling on so that we can get that working. Now I'm not too confident on how well that's going to work out because, well, we want to get apples eventually. We know that for sure, but I'm not sure in what capacity we'll want to get the apples. Probably the best bet to go that because apples will just literally fall from the trees into our nice dandy little... Did I say dandy? I think I just said dandy. Oh dear God, I am turning quaint. And that I'm not sure if I'm too happy with. Let's just pulverize that so we get one more piece of glass. Fill that up with some of our electrum that we have. And get some more redstone energy conduits. Okay, another thing we can use our energy for. Let's get one thing at a time, honestly. And I'm thinking this is probably might be a good idea for an underground project. Have it nice and compact. Because currently everything's all around the place and I'm not too fond of having everything just willy-nilly. Hey there. I like that. I don't know, I'm going crazy. Though you already knew that. That I do not like at all. What the heck is happening? Apparently it's detecting that there's items in this inventory, I'm guessing. Or it's detecting that there's items in the Stirling engine. And it's gone completely. Thank you. It detected that there's items in the Stirling engine and thus it just started going, and that I do not like at all. So maybe there's some other thing that we can do to make it detect the items and pull items out. Because if it's just doing that, that's going to be a little bad for our business. So let's break out a little and actually get this back up, repair our system because, you know, all that. We're going to want to get that out of the way and probably just dump a little crap as well. So how are we to fix this? What we can do is probably get a cobblestone transport pipe and fill that up and turn it into something else. So obviously it wasn't detecting the stuff in here, so that was okay. Well, it should be smart enough to not detect this stuff. If it did, that could be a problem. So the gate we know now cannot go on there. Guess we're gonna have to run some regular redstone and another pipe onto it. So let's see. Cobblestone transport pipe and some gravel will make a nice little construction pipe. I think that's what it's called. Do we have the cobblestone here? No, we have a regular stone. That is not cobblestone last time I checked. Was it? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't at all. And I feel like I'm looping right now. I'm a broken record, and I cannot figure it out. Why? Why? Okay, Way. Way, you're not okay. So we can put the gate onto this instead, and hopefully we'll get a better response that way. Assuming it doesn't connect like that, maybe it will. Okay, making sure nothing's in there, that's good. Let's put the gate on and read if there is items in the inventory. It should turn on and produce a redstone signal. Obviously it is not doing that, so let's try to see if we can put an item in there. We cannot. That's a little difficult to test there, isn't it? Okay. So we have to pretty much wait for the other thing to come in. So let's actually test it by manually forcing it to go. Let's check how many items are in you. You got a lot of sand. Let's send you. Go back. See how it is. Okay, now it's there. It detects it. Redstone pulse activate. You got some charcoal. It'll pull the items out a stack at a time. Be a bit more efficient at that rate. Though hopefully it doesn't completely take everything out because as long as it's at the same rate, I think it's fine. But this thing seems good for now. You got it working at least, and hopefully it won't take another. And while we're here, the quarry can continue working and won't have to worry about stalling due to not enough items, because eventually, once this is fully empty, it'll go on and continue, and all the rest of the items will get sucked out of here one stack at a time. And the resultant should go off into the merry blue void yonder after seeing that there is no space for it whatsoever, as shown right there. So now, we are going to need to get some of our ender eyes. I think we have one. Do we even have one? Yes, we do. We got an ender pearl. And we can make an Archaic gate with this. Just going to need to supply it over here and make a pulsating chipset. It's going to take a bit more effort to do than the others, but I think we'll be good for it. Let's dump our inventory into this temporary chest, and then we can work a bit on getting some more fun stuff than we currently are doing. Okay, this should be enough for our next thing. Do we have any tin with us? Tin and copper. We're going to need tin and copper. Funnily enough, we're also going to need a bit more copper than tin for once, which is pretty much used in every single recipe that we need. That seems, is that running low or is it just stupid? It's probably just stupid, so let's not worry about that. Copper. We are going to need to make some more copper, it seems, so let's just bring this over and start crunching it. Now, I'm thinking we can start quite easily, so let's just work a bit and get everything else in order before we get, well, the rest of the stuff. So, biomass is what we're going to work on right now. More accurately, a way to make biomass very easily. So, cobble. Good. And do we have any iron in here? No. So we're actually going to use this iron to make a hopper. A hopper is going to at least give us a bit of buffering room when we use, well, put all the saplings and etc. in. But also we're going to want to use this iron to make another pump, because the single pump that we have currently is not really satisfactory to get all of the water that we're going to need. But for now, this will be a sufficient amount, so we're going to need another chest to get the hopper. Man, I might as well just have like 1,000,000 of these. It would be a lot more simple than having to manually make all this at a time. Well, anyways, let's go with one more, and that should be a sufficient amount. So I'm thinking we're going to go very simplistic to start off with in making our biofuel. We're going to only want to go like one item at a time, but have it set up in such a way that we're going to be able to have it basically be able to continue onwards a lot more easily. I'm going to go with a little more spread out design than normal to at least set the mood with everything. Ooh. And then we can work out the rest of it in detail when we have a few more resources. So let's see. Fuel, we have a lot of fuel, but we're going to want some biofuel. So to get the biofuel, we'll first need to make biomass. So we need not the still, I think it's the thing, let's see, biomass. Might as well check what it's used. We don't, fermenter. So we're going to need to get not compost, but some fertilizer, and we're going to want to ferment. So fermenter is pretty easy to make. It's just going to require bronze gears and a sturdy machine casing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 plus 8. I think I have enough of this here. So 1, 2. We'll see it at least soon. Haha! We're gonna need some more gears than this, so let's see. Here, here, and this will be enough of those, but we're going to need some more other stuff. So we got enough for those, so let's get the rest of our stuff smelted at least. Iron dust, tin dust, some extra dust, dust, pouring out of every orifice that we have. That was not a very nice picture, Way. Let's stop with those connotations. Okay, now that we actually have the required materials that we can use, let's actually make the stuff that we're going to use. Okay, that was very succinct, Way. You are a genius wordsmith. So 4 of those, we're going to need to get more of this, so let's get that done. 4, 4, 4, and I fail miserably. Bronze ingots, gears rather, turn this around, and we have a nice little fermenter. So this fermenter will require water, so maybe we can just use some watering cans to get stuff going, I'm sure. But we're also going to need to bring this energy to a different location. Let's see, do we have everything going like that? That's good. Might as well work on our pulsating chipset, see if there's anything else that we can make with it. No, I don't think that's what we want to make with that. Let's see, pull this in, pull that in, let's make a gate. Let's make several gates. So many gates, you have no idea what we're gonna do with them. 1, 2. Let's take those out. We only want 2 of them anyways, so why bother? Wait, can we? No, we can't. Okay. So now that I've deduced that I'm a complete scatterbrained, let's get this so that it's modularized. We'll want to bring it out such like this and have it going out. Maybe you can have it share a water supply. That won't be bad, actually. Yeah, this will be good for now. We'll make more redstone energy conduits at a later time, but for now, let's get this going. So, we have our fermenter. We'll put it down here. Not there. Not there. Not there. Good. Right here. So, fermenter right here. Put this on top. And we're going to put in a bit of water. 10 cans shall do for now. So let's jump over here. We're going to need to get a lot of wheat. 4 stacks. Yeah, let's go with 4 stacks for now. That'll be more than enough. And we are still going to make some more of it anyway, so might as well use all of the wheat that we can. So 4 stacks, here we go. Sorry, I just had to. And we're also going to need the fertilizer to have it actually going. And do we have any waterproof pipes for now? No, we do not, so we're going to need that as well. And once that's good, we're going to want to also put this stuff into a still and turn it into biofuel. So let's see where our stuff is. Okay, so we didn't have anything like some wooden waterproof pipes, so I had to make my own. Not too bad. Let's go and add this on. So we're probably going to want it such in a different way. So let's take this off and put this here. And we'll have a simple thing that will pull the items out like so. So we will need a lever on top, which is going to be incredibly tacky, but we want this to get as modularized as possible. So it's not really tacky considering. So it's not going to take energy from the main energy, but it'll take it from the leftover energy from our combustion engines. So there's some solace in that. And we'll have another thing here. So let's put in our fertilizer that we forgot. So a nice, neat, entire stack of fertilizer. We can put it in and have it work its magic. We can just put it into the hopper and that will work very well. So I'm thinking we'll turn this off temporarily. And the wheat will go very quickly through. And we'll have a nice healthy amount of biomass. Now I want to make a still right away so that we can convert this. We're going to need sturdy casing as usual. And hop over here. I'm getting better at my hopscotch, as you can tell. So let's get this sturdy casing right here. Do I have the necessary ingredients? Yes, I do. Over here, and we got our nice small still. Still, it's better than nothing, as I continually mess up myself. And over here. Place. Now this still will convert the stuff into biofuel, and we'll be able to use it at a later date. Now I'm thinking we can move this thing entirely so that we can have this here instead. The lever will be on top, and we'll have another wooden engine here. That'll make it a bit more compact and more streamlined, I think. Yeah, that works. That works. So we'll just have to get a way to store all this. And then we should be good. So let's put that on right now. We'll obviously not want that for now, because frankly, we will want to get our biofuel stored for now. And I say for now so many times, it is unbelievable. Now, eventually we're going to switch this into a much more stable supply. For instance, wheat, we use a little too much of per operation, and I do not like to use too much of anything in any sort of operation. So we're going to want to change that eventually. Let's put these two gates in here. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Why can't I spell? Okay, Archaic gates is going to require some actual chipsets. So we're going to need to make a few of those. It's not too bad. Let's just get 2 of those, which should be good. Then we can make some more, or some actual Archaic chips, which will be a bit better. Now we do have a third full of fuel. So eventually we'll have some use for that. I'm hoping we can get some automated blast furnace and coal coke stuff because we are using a lot of that. Maybe we can use some of the separate stuff or just get a huge array of blast furnace and it'll be a bit better. Well then. So for our next time, I'm thinking we're going to get a much more sophisticated biomass generation system, maybe have some sort of way to store all this, and perhaps I can find some way to actually bully myself to make a nice little intro house, because frankly I'm not really living in anything except a very open field. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Let's just do a nice little tuck into here, see if anything... Oh my gosh, is it doing it again? No. Let me out. Let me out of here. I do not like this madness. WayofTime here. Signing off. Have a wonderful day. Spasms might be included.